Hello everybody and welcome to CROCH-EH, a Canadian crochet podcast. I am your hostess Claudia. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are back sort of in a new area of the house. I'm going to be joined by the puppies because it's been a very long time since I've done this, and one of them's feeling a little confused and the other one's like, I remember this. So this is Ember, and I do realize now, way after the fact, that I never actually showed anybody what our dog Remy looks like, so I promise I will do that this episode for you. All right, so you know what? We're just not going to do a whole bunch of preamble because I feel like my last episode was just all amble, so we're going to just get into it. This week, I promised you all that I'd go through things that I have made, and I was going around the house and grabbing all of the stuff, and I feel like the pile's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but I also remembered I have made a ton of stuff for people, and I've given it away, and I don't have pictures or anything like that, so we're just gonna go through the stuff that I know that I have. It's in a big pile beside me here. So, all right, we'll get going on that. So we're gonna start with toques hats because that's easy. So there are actually two of these ones. This is a this one's straight wool. That's right, this one's straight wool. It looks like denim. It's so pretty. This one is for my husband. He asked me to make him a toque. This one's a little bit pointy. The other one that I made him is a little bit more round on top, but he doesn't care. Fits his head. So it's a standard toque. I used a moss stitch on it. Focus. I got a new phone. Oh, it does. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a moss stitch. It's hard to tell, but I am really, really proud of this toque in particular because while you can see the seam on the back, because I went back and forth with this instead of round and round, it's not that noticeable in real life. The lighting is very good in here, so you can see detail, but yes, other than that, if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know. This one I made, this is another moss stitch. This one is a wool and acrylic blend, I believe. It was a self-striping yarn. It was very pretty. My friend gave this to me, this yarn, and I made this hat, and I like it. My daughter and I share this one. It's nothing exciting. You will also notice a theme with moss stitch. I love, love, love moss stitch. So that is, especially for toques. I don't know what it is about toques. The next hat that I have is this sweet little mushroom hat that I made. It is a combination of wool, and this is acrylic. I believe this one is Bernat Premium. This one I can't remember. Heritage is the name that's coming to mind, but I don't know if that's it exactly. So it's a little beret. The inside is kind of yucky looking, but nobody sees it. So I made this for my daughter, and I don't know, I think it's just very cute. This one I did, is this a back and forth or round and round? I don't know. If it's back and forth, I did a very good job of not being able to tell where this seam is, but I'm thinking it's a spiral because of right here. That would make sense. Yeah, so that was fun. I haven't done a lot of, I believe it's called intarsia. This I made using half double crochet, and the reason that this looks like this in the middle or in the inside is because I didn't do that thing where you like gather the yarn along under the other stitches, just because I didn't want a bunch of white showing through where I didn't want it. So there is that one. I have another toque that I call this my farm chores toque. That's all I use it for. This is a sock yarn, so it is a wool nylon and something blend. Self-striping, very pretty. I really liked this one. I think it's super wash, so I've washed this many, many, many times, and it's still, you can see all of the lovely stitches in there. So I told you I was a one-trick pony, you guys. Oh, this one was fun. Okay, so this one, hang on. Again, everything has hair on it in our house. That's just how we roll. My daughter asked me for a white pumpkin hat, so I provided that for her. It's a little tam beret like the mushroom hat, but it's got a little pumpkin stem, just a wee little one. No, not right now. Get. The next hat that I have for you is this sweet little white Casper pumpkin hat that my daughter asked me to make for her. It's a similar style to the mushroom, so it's a little beret, like a slouchy beret. It's very cute on. And it's got a little leaf. Here's the little stem, and then it's got the little twirly bits that pumpkins get. If you've ever grown pumpkins, you know they get these crazy spiral, I don't actually even know what they are, but that's kind of what they look like. So that one I am quite proud of. Oh, and this next one. Okay, so this one, finally, I decided to change things up a bit. So this one here is, did I go? I have to remember. Sometimes I work on these so long ago and I don't remember. I wanted something that was a bit longer. Yeah, I think that's the seam. This one is a front and back post double crochet toque. It is made, this was definitely sock yarn. I want to say this one was King Cole. So we start with a magic loop there, and then we do front post double crochet on it, and so on and so forth, and then you add in, I don't know, I really like how this one turned out. I like how when you do the, actually kind of looks like tie-dye when I hold it like this. I like how when I did the increases, it looks very even. It's kind of hard to see actually. Closer? I'm not sure, but the spacing is very even as you get around. Like, I really like that. It looks very neat and tidy. So I'm not usually a neat and tidy crocheter, but oh, there's the seam right there at the back. Whoop, right there. I've done other toques like this where I have done it in a spiral, and it's harder to keep track of. So I think that's why this one's from like basically when I stopped recording episodes, so I don't remember exactly. You can wear it with the brim flipped up if you want. The inside looks like this. Like it doesn't match at all, but I mean, it's not horrific. So this one I like. This is like my hiking and camping toque that I wear. So it always kind of smells like, it smells like our trailer all the time, or like smoke. It doesn't smell like smoke right now, but definitely smells like trailer. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to other clothes that I've made. Yeah, sure, why not? That's kind of what's next in the pile. So these are gonna be harder to show, so just bear with me. This one was so funny. I went in and I bought this yarn because I liked it so much, and I was like, I'm going to figure out something to make with it. And they were having a inventory clear out sale at the yarn store. So this is from my local yarn store. Again, I haven't the slightest idea what any of this stuff is. If I can find any of the information from my Ravelry page, I will put it in the show notes, but otherwise, like, I'm so sorry. I am so bad for this too. It's like, I'm so excited to work on things. I just don't keep track of that kind of stuff. So anyway, I decided to make myself a little tunic dress that goes on top of clothes. So it is sleeveless. Oh, there's a hair that's on my lips now. Sleeveless style like this. The yoke, I used the Originally Lovely t-shirt pattern to start it. So, and again, this is in linen stitch, right? Because that's, you guys are gonna think that's all I know how to crochet, but I like the way when you do a linen or moss stitch, how the lines show up on it. It's not the same when you do a single or a double crochet. And I mean, those totally have their place, and I do use them as well. But I like, because sometimes I really like the knitted look, and for me, this is the closest I can get to a semi-knitted look without it being knitted, because I don't know how to knit. Yes, so this is, I'm so sorry, everything is absolutely covered in hair. So that's this, and then I just winged it from sort of the armhole down. So I just very, very gentle A-line. Gosh, this thing feels enormous. I was gonna put some pockets on it, and I decided not to, and I don't regret it at all, but it's very cute. I wear leggings underneath and a t-shirt and call it a day. I also did, this is actually following the pattern originally, but I don't usually do this. So on here, I did a couple of rows of back loop only slip stitch to create this sort of tubular bind off, sort of. It's not a bind off because they don't have that in crochet. You just stop crocheting to finish the edges on that, and also on the bottom. And I love this. This yarn, again, was a blend. It is fingering weight, so it's like a number 2. I either used a 5 or a 4 hook. I don't remember again, but I really like how this turned out. It washes super nice. This is sock yarn. I remember that. The dogs are crashing around upstairs. They're very mad at me right now because they want out. Of course they want out like in the middle, but they want in and out, in and out, in and out. So if I just don't let them out for like the 30 minutes this is going to take. It'll be fine. They can go out for an hour after. So there's that. Okay, anyways, so there's that. I wear this one all the time. I really, really love it. Oh, the next thing. Okay, again, we're gonna break into new stitches here very, very soon, I promise, but not yet, not yet. This is one of my most recent finishes. So we were slated to have a much colder winter. Actually, this is what I was working on last time I was talking to you. A much colder winter this year than we did last year, and I'm still waiting. So I've worn this precisely twice when it was cooler. Again, I used the yoke from Originally Lovely, the t-shirt, which again, I know where that pattern is. That one I know for sure. I will link that in the comments below or the show notes below. And then, so up to the armhole, and then I just do what I do. So then I decided to do a fade of color. The colors, I found how to do this fade from a bench that I saw on Pinterest, and I will link that. And I mean, I love the colors that were in that. And I was like, oh, but that's fantastic. Because sometimes when it comes to fading, I don't know like how much is too much, and I don't want to just go nuts all the time. So, so we faded here from this beautiful purple, which I believe is called Heliotrope. Oh, also all of this yarn is the Lion brand Recycle. Is it called Recycle? I thought it was called something else. That's okay, but it's their 100% recycled polyester yarn. It is not my favorite. I don't think I will buy it again. It's very splitty. The twist is not very tight, so I use several crochet hooks to try to prevent this from happening, but it's like there's a lot of yarn shearing, all of that stuff. So I don't love that, but I love the dress. So we will just, you know, go as we go. And then we faded into this red, and then into orange, because I love orange, and then into this sort of golden color, and then into wheat, something like that. This one I know I kept track on my Ravelry page, so I do have the names of all of the colors on there. Again, this is an A-line because that's what fits me best. It goes to just below my knees, which is what I wanted. And then also I have my sleeves. For this, I did skip this sort of orangey or this golden color here, because I ran out of it and I didn't want to just go buy for a tiny bit. Also, the sleeves would have been like crazy enormous long. So this worked out beautifully. So we just went from the orange to the light golden wheat color here. And again, there we are, boo, boo, boo. I didn't use a pattern for any of the sleeve, anything like that. I kept trying it on as I was crocheting the one, and I put stitch markers in every time that I decreased, and I always decreased by the same number. So I knew, you know, once I counted, which is also another thing that I really like about the moss stitch, is it's so easy to count rows because you can see the teeth. So there's that. I also added this little guy here just to cinch it in. It goes right under my bust. It's a little bit lower than that. It's a little closer to my natural waistline, just for some fun. So yeah, it's very, very warm. It looks like Velcro has got this. Anybody see that? I'm gonna have to shoot. I wonder what touched it. Dang it, I was so careful with this. Oh, I'm upset now. I'm gonna have to try and shave this, because yeah, see, this is why you gotta watch out when you wash your stuff with everything else, is if Velcro gets on it, then that happens. It's a big piece. Now I'm wondering if my kids were being helpful. Wash it with a coat or something. Oh well. It is a solvable problem. Whoops. That was noisy. It is a solvable problem, not the end of the world. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting some new stitches. I had seen, they were really popular over the summer. They have like the granny squares at the back, and then the hexagon. Actually, I think last winter these were more popular. And then the hexagon sleeves. Oh my gosh, and this thing is beautiful. Oh, I love this. I mean, I love this so much. I wear it all the time. Hexagon, granny hexagon cardigan. That's what this is, with granny squares in the middle. This is loops and threads facets in sweet raspberry. Yeah, that's it. This one ended up being less orange than I was hoping, but that's okay. I think I looked at it online and I was like, oh, perfect. It's got lots of orange. And then I bought it, and then I was going through and crochet. Sorry, there's hair flying everywhere, especially with this one. It's very fluffy. But I mean, it's not like, it's great. It looks, oh, it's so good. So this one is not for particularly cold weather, obviously, because you can see holes through it, but it is nice on a cool day. I wear this bike riding actually a lot. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty on camera. I hope it really looks like that in real life. And then someone's seeing this out in the wild. So that is that. Yeah, so I did granny clusters. So it's 3 double crochets chain, 3 double crochets chain, repeat every row. For the cuffs, I just did, so this is, I did front post double crochet and then back post double crochet, and you can see that there is the seam. Where is it? I'm losing it right there. Yeah, there is the seam. So that's how I know I went back and forth. If you do front post double crochet and you just keep going around in a spiral, you won't get any seam at all, but then you kind of get like an off kilter at the end. So you have to graduate it down into a slip stitch, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do that. And I also added that as the trim to the bottom, same thing, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, alternate to make the bottom of that. So yes, I do. I wear this all the time. This yarn, I love hate it because I love the fades in it and I love the striping of it, but it is almost a roving yarn. So it just like, it gets that fluffiness on it, which I know that's some people's thing, but I don't really like fluffy like that. It's just, it looks messy to me sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I can fix my brain when it comes to that. Oh goodness. Okay, so I think, hello Ember. So I think this yarn I have discussed, yeah, I discussed this yarn definitely a long time ago. So I was making that little dress and I was holding it up and it had like the sun, so I frogged it, and I remember telling you that, guys, that I frogged that. And then I just had it sitting for so long, and then I decided to make this cardigan, and I love the shape of it, but somehow, could be my counting, I'm not sure, it got a little bit away from me, and it's just enough too big that I don't wear it. So I'm keeping it for someone who I don't know, but it will come to me when I need to make this. So this is a waffle cardigan, and gosh, like the thing that makes me so sad is I really like this color. It's waffle, which I don't know, I'm obsessed with waffle pattern in everything these days. Like I have waffle pattern dishcloths that I bought and towels, and oh, I love the look of waffle. I love it so much, more than the moss stitch. But I mean, my previous projects wouldn't lend you, no, that's not what I'm saying, wouldn't let you believe that. There we go. Oh, sorry, also my hair. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so it is a waffle stitch, which is a alternating, it's all double crochet, but some of it's front post and some of it's back post, and you alternate. I will find a link to how to accomplish that, and I will add that into the show notes. So that's that for the whole body. And so this is the inside. I added then this collar, which I know they don't go together, but nothing in my house goes together, so this is perfect. This I did all half double crochet back and forth. What did I do? I did like that third loop when you go into it to make it look ribbed that way, instead of doing a front post or back post double crochet to create that. So I made the collar, and I made the bottom like that, and I cuffed it like that and the reason that I chose this one, and you can do this the same as well with the front post, back post double crochet, but I wanted it to be able to roll the cuffs like so, and then it looks fine on the inside and the outside, because that's one thing I don't like about the front post double crochet when you do it in the spiral, is when you flip it, it doesn't look the same. So if you do front post, back post alternating, then it would look the same, but it's so thick. So that's the thing about this, is it's not as thick, and you don't like get like those big giant cuffs, which there's nothing wrong with that, just I don't like that. So with that, and oh yeah, this one, I was so proud of myself. I added pockets. They're little square guys that go down like this, boop, right there. So it's just like that. And these are probably like the most basic pockets in the world. So, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So moss stitch, I just made little squares, which I sewed to the inside to make it not so bulky. Because that's one thing, again, with crocheted pockets, is if you do the pouch style, which is like the two pieces like this, and then you attach it to the hole, it's very thick, because then you end up with 3 layers of fabric essentially, and this one is only 2, so it's not as big. So there's 1 pocket on each side. I'm not holding this up very well. This looks like such a disaster. It's not, I promise. I actually really like this, and I'm really sad that it doesn't go, or that I don't wear it. It's kind of like a house coat, it's so big. So yeah, that is their pocket and pocket. Oh, that's the inside. Pocket, there. I Actually, looking at it like this, I kind of wish I had a little bit more of this because it could almost stand to have like those elbow patches. That would be so funny, but I'm not going to add those now because I'm not even going to wear this. So yes, this is going to someone who would enjoy having it, that likes baggy, that doesn't like tight. Yeah, so I'm sad. I'm sad that it didn't work out. Oh, there's a stitch marker in here. Gosh, I've had this for like 2 years and I haven't taken that out and I've washed it a few times. There we go. Put you there for now. There is that. Okay, now we're going to move on to the promised gigantic waffle blanket. I promise I did finish this. I started, where did I start? No, I can't remember. I don't know, I can't tell. But here is the rainbow from the side. Getting there, don't worry. This is the middle. There we go, and there we are. That is the end. It is trimmed in brown. These are all either loops and threads or Bernat Premium colors that I just had laying around, and some of it I had to go buy. Oh yeah, this. Oh no, this is Bernat Premium. I was like, oh no, I thought this and this was the same, but oh yeah, I'm not seeing them. They're not the same at all. Yeah, that's what that is. So I am finished. It is also a waffle stitch that worked out so lovely. I just wish the waffle stitch worked out as nice on the other side because I just don't like how it looks. But I mean, the only way you could do that is, I think, sew or make two and then sew them together, and I didn't have time for that. I barely had time for this. So that is that. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a long episode. Sorry. Okay. What are we gonna do next? Oh, some yarn procurements, I think, is next. Yeah, sure. So I have these were little baby skeins that I just rolled into balls by hand, and my sister-in-law asked if I could make her some betta fish, which again, I've given them to her, so I don't have pictures of them. I would like to make more because I still have so much left. So she found this adorable crochet betta pattern on Instagram and sent it to me, and it's very, very easy to follow. Again, I will put all this in the show notes, so if you want to make this, I just had to go get yarn. So these are all little, like they're little sock weight, like those little mini skeins, and they're so pretty and I love them so much, and they all kind of go together. This is the only guy I'd say that's maybe the odd man out, but he still works because he's still got the blue in there, right? Like, it's fine, it works, it's all good. Yeah, so there's since they're sock, they're a nylon and wool blend. I think that's all. Yeah, that's it. I don't remember what kind these are at all. All I know is I got them at the local yarn store, so they are so pretty, but that's what these are for. And if they have a little bit of leftovers at the end, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but that's that. Next thing is, and I feel like telling all you guys this about these ones is you'll be so proud of me. So you know how I was like, I don't know. Look what I did with these. So these were skeins that came, those nice twisty ones, and then turned them into cakes myself. I got 3 of this color because it's got purple, orange, blue, all that my loveliness there, with an off-white background because I am not a stark white girl. I saved the label in one of them. I still have not added them to my Ravelry queue. So these are called Eco Paint DK by Estelle Yarns. You can see my price tag there. And this color is called Parrot, and it is 100% organic wool. So it's not superwash, so you gotta be careful with this. Attached to one of these balls is a partially completed mitten, because I have had mittens of this shape that I bought at the store before, and I mean, I like the shape of them, but they just don't last. It drives me crazy. Like, I always wear through the top, and I don't know why, because I'm not dragging my fingers on stuff. So anyway, I was like, maybe if I get something and make it myself that's not acrylic, it will work better. So this is all front post double crochet in the spiral. So I chained 4 or 5. I wrote the pattern down myself. I chained 4 or 5 to make the top, and then on the corners I added the stitches there, so it gets a nice flat seam across the top. Let's see, can you see right there? Yeah, see, a nice flat seam, but this is where all of the additions is on each kind of corner here. So you add 2 on the front, then you would do 1, and then you would add 2 until you get to the size that you want. So this is the last part here where I did an increase, and then the next rows after that, no more increase until I got to my hand. And then you can see that it does change, but I don't know how to do front post double crochet without cutting the yarn every way or every row. And then that just gets messy, and I feel like it wastes yarn. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. All right, so then I did alternating front post double crochet, back post double crochet across this part for the wrist to make the thumb hole. And then I attached it, and we went back to round and round. And now I am making my very, very long cuff for this. This is all slip stitch, back row slip stitch, because I wanted something tight that will stretch and then go back into place. And I was struggling with this and getting mad at it, so I took a little break from it, but that's where I am. So I will make a thumb, and I will do it make the thumb using the same methodology, but it won't be a flat seam, it'll be round because my thumb's round. So it will go onto there, and then that will be done, and then I will make my next one to go with that. And I'm hoping to have enough yarn left after these are finished, which I probably will, because I'm nearly done, and I've got at least half the ball here still, and then I've got 2 more to make a toque that goes with it. Yeah, so that is that. So I will make sure that I put these in. So this is the yarn that I got for my birthday this year, that my husband took me to the yarn store, and I found these, and I love them so much. They're actually, for wool, they're very, very soft. From that same line, I also got 3 other ones. This one did not have a label, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I dug around. So the lady, she's so nice. I just love this woman. She gave me a discount on this, and I told her she didn't have to, because I'm like, we know this is the same kind, and the other ones all cost, that price. You can charge me for that. And she said, no, don't worry about it. So she gave me a little discount on this guy because it didn't have a label, but it is this really pretty blue and yellow, and it's really bright. So, I mean, all of these are named after birds. So I don't know what bird that would be, like maybe a warbler or something like that. But then I also have this blue one. The ends are coming out, which is also very pretty. It's brown, green, it's mostly blue, got some dark blue in it. This one is called, I'm so proud of myself that I did this. It's so unlike me. This one's called Chickadee, which I found interesting because it doesn't look like a chickadee to me. Chickadees have a lot of beige in them. I think this, if we had like the beige of this with this, that would be chickadee, but I'm not in charge of naming these things. So, I mean, it's fine. I don't care. I just love the color of it. And I like chickadees, but there we go. That would be my only complaint. There's that one. And then I've got this one, and I mean, we can probably guess, all of us collectively together, what this one's called. This one I don't need to take the tag out to remember. This one's flamingo, because we've got the black fur around the eyes and the beak and the white, and obviously the lovely pink of the body and the orange for the legs. So that is that. All of these, yeah, Estelle yarns. So I feel like I really like that company. I buy a lot of their stuff. Oh, okay. We're almost coming to the end of it here, I promise. I told you it's going to be a long one. This is yarn that I got from Walmart. It is called Lollipop, and this color is called Retro. So it is this fluffy, I know, I tell you, I don't like fluffy. What do? I buy a fluffy yarn. It's like 2 strands very lightly twisted together, but the individual strands are fairly tightly twisted themselves. So it's kind of like a roving, but not quite. This frogs surprisingly well, because I've pulled it out a couple of times. That being said, it does, the integrity of the fluffiness is not good when you do that. So I've really tried to keep it to a minimum. But yeah, so that it is, there's like a light orange, a darker orange, 2 purples. Is that it? 1, 2, 3. I thought there was 5 colors. That's okay. Anyway, with this, it is attached to something. So I am working on a square wrap for myself, just for around the house that's, scarf adjacent. So this so far is this long, like that. And I am doing double crochet. I'm using a 7mm hook, which is larger than this calls for. This one I think called for a 5.5, which I make, I like something that's a little bit open. So this pattern is so you do roughly 10 to 12 rows of double crochet. Then the next set of 10 to 12 rows is granny stripes. And then, so that alternates back and forth. I didn't have a pattern. I just saw a picture of this and I really liked it. So I wasn't able to zoom in and count the rows, which is fine, but I know in my head kind of the ratio that we're looking for. So it just goes back and forth like that. So the shawl goes this way instead of this way when you make it, which is great. So there's that. That's Lollipop. I haven't used other yarns, I don't think, that are like this, but yeah, like I'm generally not a fan of crocheting with a fluffy yarn. I don't know. I've had trouble with them in the past, but so far so good with this one. We'll see how it washes, if it washes like a roving or if it washes like a non-roving yarn. I guess we'll find out, hey? We're not there yet. Okay, and then now I have a couple of things that I'm working on. Other than that, this is like just working on. So this is for my niece. She asked me to make her a fish with lips. So you can see from the side. The lips was hard. I originally tried to make it with, oh yeah, you can put your finger in his mouth too, so he's biting you. I originally tried to make like double crochet, and then it ended up kind of like a butt. So I undid it, and then I just tried to do some stitching. And I've been trying to pull the inner yarn, because I stuffed this with yarn. So he's good and robust, to try to fluff this up, but I've got some other tricks that I might try to fix him as well. So he's more lippy, but I still have to add the pectoral fins onto him here and here, and then stitch some eyes on in black, and then he'll be done. So there's that. It's very pretty. This I used 2 strands held together of the loops and threads facets. I forget the color. It's like a cotton, or what it's called. I forget what the color name is for this guy, but it's easily found because it's still at the store. So this is all double crochet. No, it's not double crochet. This is all single crochet. Killed my hand. I'm not an amigurumi person, so this is always very difficult for me, but we got her done. What did I do? I can't remember if I went round and round with this. I must have, because I don't see any seams anywhere. Yeah, I think so. I just went round and round and round and round and round to create this. So yeah, so just needs a couple fins. I think this is where I started to do some decreasing, and just looks a little messy-ish. Does it? I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. You're always so critical of your own things. But he's very pretty. He's very cute. I like him. Hopefully my niece will like him as well. I'm working on a toque for somebody. So this is some... Whoa, I want to say this is Estelle yarns as well. I have made socks out of this. I had so much left over. So this is, it's got like, I feel like I haven't seen sock yarn like this for a while, but it's got like kind of a springy core in it. So you can unwind all of this, and there's like this tiny little white core inside of this fiber stuff here that, yeah, it makes it nice and springy like this. And again, like I can't remember what the content of this is. I've had this for a very, very long time. This is a front post double crochet toque, like the one I showed you before, but because this yarn is so much smaller, it just looks very, very sweet and cute. So I did a 6-point crown on this. Let me double check one of the yarns. Yes. So you can see, it's really easy to see once you get out further like this. That's where it is. So yeah, it'll be, yeah, that's a 6-point crown. There's really nothing to get all that excited about. So to create the look like this, it's very similar to the mitten. So every time you get to one of these posts here, that's the long guy right there, is you add a double crochet right before and right after it. And that's how it creates the effect like this. Otherwise you would get, it like adds the ribs in between, which is like, that's also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I did with that other one. But this one that's not what I wanted. So I am continuing on. The inside is all liney like this. So that's what I mean is when you have this like lovely ribbed looking outside and then you flip it, it's not that you can't, it just doesn't match. It's not ribby, it's stripy the other way. But I really like how this looks. So this is not for me, this is for somebody that I know. This is where I marked my beginning stitch so that I know where to start and end additions for the rows so that it's even. That is the one thing about making the toques like this, is it's really, really important to know where the start and the end is because of the evenness of the stitches. Because if you don't really know and you start adding stuff in and around in different places because you can't remember where the beginning of it is, it's super noticeable. So yeah. Symmetry is very important in this, guys, and this one is very symmetrical and I love it, and I really hope the person that I'm making this for loves it as well. Oops, I got a long string here sticking in. There we go. Yeah, so that's that. And I started with a magic loop on this. I don't typically for toques, but I did for this guy. And final thing that I am working on. Oh no, it's not the final thing I'm working on. I just remembered I have another thing. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. again, Loops and Threads Facets. It is in my yarn bag here on my lap. Oops, sorry. This one is my old tried and true Sweet Raspberry, because I love the colors. Caked it up. That's 2 caked together there. This one I've never bought before. This one's called Juniper. So it is a mix of blues, purples, and greens. It is very, very, very lovely. I love the colors in this. What I am doing is I am making myself a Christmas top of some kind. I am still undecided if I want it short sleeve and cropped or if I want it long sleeved and long or long sleeved and cropped. But we're not there yet that I don't have to worry about it. So this one, this was inspired by Andrea Mowry's Night Shift shawl. Where is the front? There we go. So it is, oh my gosh, this looks so nice. I've been in the trenches looking at it, so I haven't looked at it, but now I'm looking at it. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So this is all a series of half double crochet when you see the alternating color, and it in between is single crochet. So oh my goodness, wow. I wanted something that was Christmassy without being Christmas, and I think this is working out so nice. So this year, if anybody's interested, our Christmas tree has a lot of orange decorations because orange is my favorite color. I was at the thrift store, found these beautiful orange baubles, so we bought them. And we have it on the tree, and I love them so much. And I know orange is not a traditionally Christmas color, but I love it. It just has such a nice, warm, natural feel to it, different than the red. So that's what I'm going for with this, is that this will be wintry, Christmassy style. So also it alternates here between, so I would do one, so this is 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then we switched to 2, 2, 2, 2. The back is a mess. Again, this one, if it went right back and forth where you switched it, I would have just carried the yarn along underneath or in the stitch instead of underneath like this. But because you have that row that doesn't repeat the same thing, so you go back with a single crochet, we can just leave it so it's all on the inside. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, this is perfect. This is just a raglan style, so you increase at the corners, and that's it. That's what we do with that one. Yeah, this one's just very beginning. I don't know if I'm going to get it done for this Christmas. I kind of hope so, but I mean, if I don't, it's not the end of the world, because it's not like I can't find it or wear it another time, right? So there's that. And finally, this is the only other thing I'm working on. I say only, I've only got a couple of things, but it's so many things. I found this pattern on Pinterest over the summer this year, and I fell in love, and I had all this yarn, and not that I never go buy yarn, because I always do, but this is called a box stitch. So this is a repeating pattern of double crochets and then kind of like a moss stitch. So you go double crochet all the way across, and then on the way back you do single crochet, chain, single crochet in between the stitches. So it looks granny-ish, but it's not, because you don't put any chain in here. You just do double crochet all the way across, and then you split it up with this. So it creates this beautiful, beautiful shape, and it's all these little lovely squares without the big holes in it. So I have been working on this, probably 4 or 5 months. And I love it. I'm using acrylic yarn with this. Loops and Threads Soft Classic in Off-White. I've got lots of this. This one, I believe, was called Traffic Cone Orange. Or maybe it's just Bright Orange. Now I can't remember. Loops and Threads as well. This is Loops and Threads Curry. And then I had a little bit of this leftover botany teal got dirt on it, from Bernat. I've spoken of botany teal umpteen times. I love botany teal, so pretty. So I'm hoping I have enough of that to finish, and that's why I'm only doing a couple of, I think I've actually got more of this. I don't have more of this, and this color is harder for me to find. But this Off-White, you can find it anywhere. So I cut the rows every end. I don't carry any yarn over, nothing like that. And then this part, I got bored one day, so I put all the ends in, but this one I have not yet. So I just kept going with that. Maybe here, I'll use this stitch marker, and we'll put it in here, so then next time I show it to you, I can see how far I got. There, done. We were in this lovely yellow row. Okay, so that is that. How much am I done? I don't know, about a third, I'd say. I don't know. Summertime blanket for our bed. That's all I wanted it for. And who am I if I'm not crocheting a blanket, right? Okay, so that is all that I'm working on. I will not bore you further with other details. I will go find Remy so we can take a nice picture with him somewhere, wherever he's at. I'll find him. And we're sleeping, finally. I will let them out, I promise. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been so great to sit down and go through all of this stuff again. So I will see you next time. If you haven't done it already, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified when I upload my next post. Bye! There's Emmer sleeping. Hi, Emmer. Hello. Hey, baby. Little boy. Where is he? Little boy. There he is. Yeah, there's Remy. Hi, sweet baby. Oh, so jealous. There. There's Remy. Sorry.